Good afternoon. My name is Connor Wilkes, and today I will be presenting my midterm project for Web Development 2. Starting off, we're supposed to create a website that ultimately lets users log in or create an account and reserve a conference room based on a date and time schedule. So to start off, I have this code here that lets us create a database. Um, I will be including this as a text document, but ultimately we're just going to copy and paste the code below. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. And I named my website actually Oasis Spaces because I'm at the beach right now and I'm kind of in the mood to make the website have a sort of like beachy tropical vibe to it. So I'm going to copy this. And over here, I'm going to go ahead and create the database and the various tables it needs. So we can go to SQL and actually run this query. And we hit go. And it's going to come up with our Oasis Spaces database where we have our users and reservations. So, based on all my different files I have here, which are under the XAMPP htdocs, I have it named as Oasis Spaces. We have our different HTML, PHP files, and even a CSS file because I want it to be a little extra and give the page some color and a cool look to it. So if we go ahead and look up localhost / Oasis Spaces, we're brought with our first screen, which is the login screen. Looking at the code right now, I have this first page listed as index.html. So ultimately, it's just calling for the styles or the styles.css to give it the look it has, which is all right here. So we have all that. And ultimately what this is going to show is different error messages depending on if the user has an account or not. So we can actually go ahead and try this out. So I have all these different usernames here. But I'm going to go ahead and make one, or at least try. So I'll name it Connor1, and for the password I'll just do 1234. I try to log in and I get an error. So we have to create an account. Let's try again. Connor1, 1234. And now we're brought back to the login. So that should have worked. If we go back to the phpMyAdmin screen, we can see here that under users, so let me refresh that. We now have one row added. So if we click on that, there it is, Connor1, and then of course it will not show the password because privacy reasons. But we can see that someone has created a new username or user login. So let's go ahead and try and log in now. 1234. Nice, we're logged in. We have the Oasis Spaces screen. Welcome to Oasis Spaces. Want to reserve a renowned resort. Click the button below. So if we click this, we now have the conference room reservation. And all of this code right here is going to be in main.html, this big old chunk of code. It took a while, but we have it here. I kind of streamlined things rather than selecting like a specific date and time down to like minutes. I have different time frames listed. This also kind of avoids one of the requirements, which is people can't reserve outside of business hours. So I actually just have it preset to where business hours are essentially from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So we go back here. Oh, and one more requirement. Users cannot select reservation on the weekends right here. So if we try to select on the weekend, let's try next Sunday, we get an error message, so it will not let us proceed. So I'm going to go ahead and hit, let's say next Monday, 9 a.m. at the earliest time. And normally you'd hit submit reservation and it would show up in the reservations table. But I get this error message that says an error occurred while checking the reservation. And I literally have spent the last 3 hours trying to figure this one out. I have code, which I will include, the check reservation code right here. Let's go ahead and open it. Um, but I spent a long time. I even used like AI to check this to make sure it works, and everything says, oh, it should work. I have the correct database connection parameters right here. Normally, what would happen is you'd select this, it would respond to the database, check to make sure reservation isn't already set. Clearly, one shouldn't be set because I'm the first person making a reservation here, and then it would go through, and you would ultimately see it appear as a new row in the reservations table. But I keep getting this error, and for the life of me, I cannot figure it out. So I will have to, unfortunately, take the L on this part because I just could not figure it out. But the user login situation did in fact work, and like I said, I wanted to be a little extra and make up for this loss, so I went ahead and made it look a little prettier and have a design, which I understand wasn't part of the requirements, but I'm a little bit of a perfectionist in that way. But yeah, that's basically my midterm project. We got the whole website set up, and I will include all the files required so that you as the instructor, you can test it out for yourself. Maybe this part will work for you. It did not work for me. The only thing you might have to change are the database connection details right here. And I believe it is also going to be, yeah, right here and here. So all the PHP files. And that basically sums up my project.